Success to me looks like me being the truest version of myself, right? Pursuing those things that I'm passionate about, being involved in aspects of society and life that are important to me, changing lives, inspiring people. Even if I'm not a millionaire, but if I'm good, but even if I'm struggling, but I can say, hey, I can look and I can see the impact and change for the positive that I've had in somebody's life. I think that's what success is to me.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Catching Up with Corey. I have with me a good friend of mine. We haven't spoken quite some time. How long has it been now?
10 years, maybe.
Hey, wow, man.
It's been a minute. Look, we've
Yeah,
been
so
keeping up on social media, but we ain't like talk like this for a long time.
quite a while. So I've served with this brother. He was in the Air Force with me. We were stationed at Dover Air Force Base together. Very inspirational in my life and in my journey. I look up to this brother, my boy Vincent Callahan.
Look, man, I'm fantastic, bro. Thanks for having me, man. This is a blessing to my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Reconnecting with old friends and stuff like that. Seeing everybody grow it's just great, man.
it's interesting to see where people have come from.
Yeah.
When you know someone from way back in the day and you see them today, they're doing good things and they're inspiring others. It's a blessing. That's one of the reasons why I had to get you on here. So, but before we go any further, go ahead and give your introduction. Tell everybody what you're doing.
Well, I'm Vincent Callahan. I'm a vet like Corey, like you said. Let me see, I'm in the IT field by trade. I currently support the Navy, doing a whole bunch of fun stuff there. It's not really secret squirrel, y'all. It's not that complicated. I didn't want to go to Langley and be around all the stripes. Just like,
Oh,
let me do something different, But yeah, so I do IT full time. I have my own business, also in IT field, cyber IT solutions. I've got a podcast, Holy Forge podcast. I've got a dad, son. I'm an ex-husband. I'm a believer. I'm doing stuff at our church. I got more hats than I thought I was going to be wearing nowadays.
yep.
It's wild.
So I like to kick off every episode with this question: what does success look like for you?
That one is. That's a good question. I've been thinking a lot about it when we were setting this up. I was like, how do I even begin to answer that, right? Because it's one of those things where the cliche answer is almost not even money. Hey, the impacts you make. I ain't gonna lie, I'm in business to make money. I likes to eat. You didn't see me put it away. I got a son I need to take care of. I got objectives, things I want to do. I got hobbies. Success to me looks like me being the truest version of myself, pursuing those things that I'm passionate about, being involved in aspects of society and life that are important to me, changing lives, inspiring people. Even if I'm not a millionaire, but if I'm good, but even if I'm struggling, but I can say, hey, I can look and I can see the impact and change for the positive that I've had in somebody's life. I think that's what success is to me, because you could be a billionaire, and we see it unfortunately in society all the time. People, they make a lot of money, but then they take themselves out or something else happens. You're like, bro, you rich. Why are you doing that thing over there? Because they're not really happy.
Money doesn't equate to happiness.
No, it doesn't. Fame and notoriety, that compounds problems. I don't think we're meant to be in the spotlight like we are. So many people connecting to us and interested in our lives. I don't think we're really built for that. Like we're people are community based. We do need other humans around us. I say need loosely because some people are like lone wolves. I don't need nobody. I'm definitely not like that. I'm a big squishy teddy bear. So, I need hugs and high fives. And if I got no one give me a high five in the last 30 minutes, I'm like, I'm hurt. I need some contact. But yeah, that's what success looks like to me, right? You just the impact and mark I'm leaving, setting things up for posterity, the legacy I leave behind. Oftentimes not even oftentimes, you're never going to see what legacy you leave behind, because that's usually after you're gone off. You're no longer here. But everyone else who would carry on things that you built, your vision, your dreams, your ideas, things that you said. And like, I met this one guy this one time. He really helped me. And I kind of did a lot of stuff differently because I met that person and they imparted something into my life. That's what success looks like to me.
So what do you hope to accomplish with Holy Forge?
Well, I laugh because I want to say I don't know, but that would be me not being honest. So Holy Forge it's a Christian-based podcast. Me talking out there, talking about things of life and things I'm interested in. I've done episodes on politics, or I haven't yet gotten into like the media and like anime, and I got stuff on lessons anime has taught me,
Mhm.
and it's really based off of a dream I had some years ago. It was kind of like a first person thing, right? And it was like I was following the sound of my voice. And I was going through a neighborhood and there were police in the streets and there was just a bunch of different things happening. And my voice, I'm like first person camera. It was going past the police, going past their ears. It was going into people's houses, up in the windows and stuff like that. And so it was like, okay, God, I think you telling me that I need to put my voice out there. And we have that through the internet. And so we're more interconnected than ever. And it's very possible, very easy. You get it like we're doing now, break out your phone, whatever, smartwatches, you can record from almost anything and put out what I believe is in me out there to the world. And the initial concept was supposed to be really men focused, right? Because I have a passion for the brothers out there all across the world, and for us to be better and be godly man, be a real man, a man after Christ, not this toxic masculinity, being true to ourselves and being vulnerable, right? And that was my initial take, like, okay, I need to put something out here for the guys because there's a lot of stuff. And you turn every corner, hey, men should be doing this. If it's not women out there, men should be doing this, and we need men to do that. Other men, be like, oh, no, see what you need to do, beat your chest, and this, some other twisted thing out there, right? And I wanted to be a contradiction to all that. And being a believer, my contradiction comes from Christ. That's who my example is. He was the manliest man I know, right? And embraced his emotions, his compassion, his strength, his anger, all those things, and was strong and protective and all the aspects, that people, are looking and expect a man to have. What I hope to accomplish is, further that positive narrative and inspiring one that holds people accountable, right? Because I want to be transparent and talk about the things I'm struggling with and things that I'm going through, but also holding myself accountable. And as I hold myself accountable, hopefully other people will see that and want to emulate and hold themselves accountable and others around them. And as I kept going, I was like, okay, yeah, my focus is a lot for guys, and I hope the brothers out there hearing me, but it's for everybody, right? It's for whoever my voice finds, right? Or whoever finds me, because I don't know. I've checked some of the statistics on Spotify, but there's some people from Germany listening to me. I'm like, all right, if I'm reaching y'all out there.
Just had a conversation with a friend of mine along these same lines, and his episode is coming up in my list of podcasts to release. But we were talking about how men don't have that space to be vulnerable. We don't have that space to connect with each other and to be vulnerable without having that negative voice or that negative wall saying no, men aren't supposed to, men aren't this, men are supposed to be something that is just not realistic.
That's the thing that always bothers me. And I grew up very different, but not like extreme different. I'm a different kind of guy. And even from my friends, even when we were stationed in Delaware together, like I still felt different than everybody else, and it took me a long time to really come to terms with my own differences and, okay, well, why am I so compassionate? Why am I so passionate or patient rather? Passionate, but also more patient than anything else. I have it in droves and I do not understand it. It frustrates me, honestly. I really want to get real mad right now, but I'm going to be patient with this individual. But yes, I definitely love talking to other men about that vulnerable state because we're human. And it always bothers me when a guy says, I don't have emotion. I'm like, you're lying. The way you're reacting right now is an
Is the
emotional
emotion.
response. You maybe don't understand it. You're not sure how to process things well, maybe not great at articulating how you feel. So that's why you crash out or whatever it is that you do, you know what I'm saying? But you're having an emotional response. So we have to be more cognizant, and I want men to be more emotionally mature. And that doesn't take away from your street, your gangster, your hood, your upper class, your middle class, whatever it is, wherever place you feel like you fit at. It doesn't take away from it. Should only add to you, and it'll make you more effective in wherever you choose to operate.
How do you keep that focus? How do you stay driven to move forward?
It's not easy, bro. I mean, one day at a time, really. And I like to say, like, hey, let's try to be a little bit better than we were the day before. We don't know what tomorrow's going to hold. You don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow. We can't do anything about the past. We can only exist in the moment and try to affect and constantly take steps forward. And every step we take forward is something we're putting behind us. So for me, moving forward is a lot on hope for me, because when I was going through very tough times in my life, I always told myself, okay, no matter what else happens, no one can take away my hope. And I shouldn't let anyone take hope for change, a better tomorrow, hope for myself to be better, hope for God to open a way or something, or hope for someone, a mentor to come into my life or something like it, something, hope for change, for things to be better. And really, I've come to the acceptance that there's few people, I'm sure there's more of us out there like this, and you might be one of them too, Corey, but I've come to the understanding that there are some people that we don't get the luxury of quitting. We see other people giving up around us, people close to us, and we got to be there for them and encourage them. And we want to quit and give up and not do the things and strive and try. Okay, this didn't work. Let me try something else. Okay, let me keep moving forward. Let me keep striving. Some of us don't get that luxury. And it's not fair, really.
It's not, but we have so much on us, whether it's ourselves that put it on us or society that put it on us. We can't just up and say, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done."
Yeah. When I was when I was going through my divorce and I was still going to work every day, I know I was a dark cloud. I know I became a black hole. I didn't realize I could have that effect on an environment. Like, I'm bringing everyone down around me. I wasn't being rude to nobody or mean. I was, just 1, 2 words. Hey, yeah, I'm good. Don't really want to talk. But I know I was a black hole. It was like all my positivity that I'm usually, people say I vomit sunshine in the morning. I was a collapsed star and I was sucking it all in. And that's the opposite of being the opposite of my natural state. It's the complete inverse, where I bring everything down around me. And looking back and remembering how I felt, I can't be like that, because I can have a powerful impact for good around me, or I can have a powerful impact for bad, negative, and hurt people around me. And I can take a lot of stuff down with me and just into this vortex of despair and degradation and all those things. And that's no bueno. I don't like that. I didn't like it at the time. And in the moment, you're just kind of caught up. And that was a one time in my life so far that I've been I couldn't go as deep as I wanted to. I wanted to burn the whole world down. Also, no, you can't go that far. You can walk around and be a sourpuss. That's about it.
Yeah, that reminds me of one of the things we used to do with each other is, you got 24 hours to be upset. After that, we're back on the game. Yeah. So Tim Ferriss talks about the downside of success. He talks about when you've accomplished everything that you set out to do, there's a negative side to that because there's nothing else for you to achieve. So I know you said that religion, God, and the Bible is how you stay motivated. What else inspires you?
A lot of things, honestly, right? There's a lot of good in the world. There's a lot of good people in the world, despite what folk would try to have you to believe. And I do take a lot of inspiration from those around me. Men and women that I've seen succeed and do great things, or just whenever something positive happens to someone in their life. Like, I got a coworker become a friend of mine. She this past over the weekend, I think it was Friday, she sent me a text message. She got her 100% disability. I was like, boom, that's what's up. And that motivated me to be like, okay, let me make sure I'm at 90% right yeah, let me try to get this last 10%, because you want to be like, oh, yeah, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. And you be like, no, because you served, that's a thing to quit and just be like, yeah, I'm good with this.
Mhm.
So that was as sometimes small and insignificant things. It's funny because one of the problems I say I've had with my life is that I've always wanted to have like a real mentor person, that I can be like, oh man, yeah, this is my mentor. They've been such an inspiration to me my whole life. I go to them for anything. I've had lots of different versions of that. From like, of course, like my dad, a great example of a strong man, a black positive role model in my life. His best friend, who we met when we were living over in Italy, was almost like a second dad. He's the only guy I'll ever call like a second dad. He was a real inspiration to me. And then, like I said, I tried to I try to learn and be motivated by so many different things in my life, because I think you never know where that inspiration is going to come from. If you limit yourself to just, oh, it's just this book, that book is finite. Like all humans are finite. We're flawed at a fundamental level. And so it's almost like investing. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You got to diversify your
Mhm.
investments,
Yep.
diversify your sources of inspiration, because I have personally found those things that are often seemingly way outside of what your personal norm is are sometimes avenue when some of the greatest inspiration, motivation can come. You'd be like, wow, I didn't expect that to impact me like it did, but it did, and I'm here for it. And sometimes I wish I could say, oh yeah, it was just this one person, or that one thing, or this book, or this set, or this study, or these steps, but I'm such a anomaly to like, just so many. Being me is weird, and that probably sounds super arrogant, but it is, bro. Being me is weird. And I look at myself in the mirror and be like, Vince, really? What? Like, all right, if that's how you're gonna go. But yeah, I definitely I take it from a lot of sources. My faith definitely is like the core and center of it, but that my faith also causes me to look at everything else around me, because the same inspiration I can get from a mountain, I can look at a 2-year old, and they could do something or say something that causes a chain reaction of thoughts and memories and motivations. My son is a big motivational factor in my life, of course. Being a dad and everything, it's just
Mhm.
like, I'll do anything for that little guy. He's my one and only, probably will only ever be my one and only, so
Kids make a huge difference, man.
yeah.
You spoke about some of the failures in your life, your divorce. Is there anything that you reflect on that has um, that you consider a failure that made you flip the switch and just go the opposite direction and succeed in spite of that happening?
Yeah. You know, with definitely my divorce, that felt like the most significant failure in my life. I had a good military career, but I failed in a lot of things with that. I had tried to start a nonprofit a few years ago when I was still married. That fell through. And a lot of things I thought, like, when I'm those things that failed, I was like, hey, okay, that's probably just not meant for me anymore. Right. I'm not a husband. Maybe I won't be a husband ever again. You know, I didn't succeed in trying to get this business up started, but then I wound up starting another business. It seems like things that I have not succeeded in, I've had opportunities now to almost redeem it, as it were. I'm seeing somebody now I'm in love. We talk about, marriage, and there's a high possibility that we will get married. I didn't think that was in the cards for me. Started a new business, Cyber IT Solutions. Started that 2 years ago. That's been slow going because I'm working full time too, but you've gotten some business there, gaining some traction. Even I got promoted at work, and I went from one command to another, got a raise. I feel myself going higher, higher, and higher. Those things have become stepping stones and places of learning now where I can look back and reflect. And honestly, there are a lot of things from my divorce because I got married young. Remember, I was what, 23, 22, something like that when I got married. I thought I knew myself then, right? Not even knowing my spouse at the time, but I didn't really know myself as well as I thought I did. Right? And through all that, and then now I'm this old man, I'm 43, and I'm much more aware of myself, much more comfortable in my own skin, comfortable telling people no. I still struggle with that because I don't want nobody to be mad with me, right?
Mhm.
Girlfriend was like, "You're a people pleaser." I'm like, "No, I'm not. Stop saying that. Those are bad words. I am not a people pleaser." And I was like, "Oh, maybe not to like as hard as you can be. Just don't want no one to be mad at me. I don't want to disappoint or let down somebody that's still trying to be a people pleaser." Because you're going to let people down. You're going to disappoint somebody at some point, despite your best efforts. So you just had to come to terms with that. So, yeah, everything has really been a stepping stone and places for learning, as painful as some of them have been. But I choose to not let them destroy me. I choose to, take the lessons from there and continue to learn. As long as we live, there's always something else to do, something else to achieve, right? Your list, however long or short it may be, you do all the things. Okay, well, I don't know. Can you go to space? Are you an astronaut? Are you? I don't know. Pick another thing. I think it's a sad state for someone to feel like I've achieved all I can in this life. It's like, well, you need to dream bigger, then, my friend. Life is full of possibilities, and the old adage, the sky is the limit. I mean, it's true. Because look what humanity has collectively done. The sky, really, the stars are next, right? We have to try not to limit ourselves. And I feel like every day I'm trying to take the limiters off. I
Well,
don't want to be street legal.
any final thoughts you want to leave the listeners with?
Like I tell everyone, try to be better than you were the day before, just a little bit. Keep striving for excellence. Keep striving to pursue peace. If you pursue peace, you solve a lot of problems for yourself. Stay true to yourself. Take care of yourself, and practice good self care. We don't do enough of that in our culture.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Vincent Callahan. Tell everybody where they can find you, where they can reach you.
You can find me on Instagram, vcali30. That's just like my personal one, but Holy Forge Podcast on Instagram. I'm on YouTube, Holy Forge Podcast, and on Spotify, Holy Forge Podcast. I'm building a website for it. Where I'll be putting more content. We'll have a whole bunch of other stuff there too. I've got the domain. I haven't had time to actually build anything yet.
Go ahead and give the URL for it.
It's going to be holyforge podcast.com. So that's what it's going to be. We ain't got nothing up there yet, but I got the domain reserved. In the next couple of months here, we should be standing something up. And you can also, if you have a story or something you want to share, and or some testimony, good news, stuff that's happening, we need more positivity in the world. You can send me an email at holyforgepod@gmail.com.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, let's not let another 10 years go by.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely not. Most definitely not. I appreciate you. I thank you for reaching out, man. This was awesome. It was great catching up with you.
Bills paid, locks laid, damn, you can't even tell me nothing. Fresh J's from Bay, he knows how to treat a lady. And I'm so proud of where I am. Don't need to spin the block again.
This episode was produced and edited by me, Nala Monet. Our intro is A Piece of the Pie by Alana Jordan, and our outro is Diamond Energy by Thija Renee and Trauma Center. The host of Catching Up with Corey is the man himself, and you can find him anywhere at Corey L. Stokes. If you have a story and you want to share it, use the link in the bio or description. Let's celebrate success together.
And I deserve it all. I deserve all that it brings.